In 1856 now, remember we're getting up to the time when the passions about the conflict between the North and South were really beginning to manifest themselves in serious ways. There was what was called the Bleeding Kansas Crisis, and Charles Sumner, who was very much opposed to slavery, gave a 2-day speech attacking the members of Congress who had supported the Kansas-Nebraska Act, which allowed the territories to decide on their own whether they wanted to be slave states or free states within their borders. Well, with passage of the act, the pro-slavery group, the so-called border ruffians, had entered Kansas to intimidate voters and tip the question in favor of slavery for the people of Kansas to determine. Sumner directed much of his ire toward the authors of that Kansas-Nebraska Act, Senators Andrew Butler of South Carolina and Stephen Douglas of Illinois, who we remember for other reasons. He likened Butler to Don Quixote and Douglas to Sancho Panza, which I thought interesting. He described Douglas, who was present in the chamber at the time he said these words, as a noisome, squat, and nameless animal, not a proper model for an American senator. Don't reflect on that too much. He made fun of Butler's manner of speech and physical characteristics, both of which have been impaired by a previous stroke. During the speech, Douglas suggested to a colleague that this damn fool is going to get himself shot by some other damn fool. Several days later, Butler's relative, Congressman Preston Brooks, entered the chamber and beat Sumner with a gold-headed cane, and it injured him so severely that he came to work only sporadically for the next 3 years. The New York Times wrote of the incident, "Few senators were present and even fewer felt compelled to come to the aid of the unpopular Sumner." So if you compare the problems that we have today in the chamber